I think it's pretty fair to say that Sunday Night Football did not disappoint in Week 2. We saw Russell Wilson throw 5 touchdowns for only the third time in his career, we saw DK Metcalf burn the unburnable Stephon Gilmore, and we saw the sky-high potential that the New England Patriots offense has with Cam Newton under center. But the one storyline that stood out among all the others was Seattle's game-winning goal line stand. After the game, all the fans were asking themselves, what was New England thinking calling the same quarterback run for a third time? It seemed like everyone watching the game knew what was coming, but that isn't really true, and it's a common misconception that New England was just calling the same play over and over again on Seattle's goal line. The Patriots ran 4 plays from the Seattle 1-yard line. Of those 4 plays, 3 were quarterback run plays and 1 was a pass. And on all of those 4 plays, the Patriots used the same goal line personnel package, which has a whopping 7 offensive linemen on the field with 2 tight ends and a fullback in the backfield. The first play that New England ran out of this goal line personnel package was early in the second quarter, and to understand the reason for the Patriots calling the play that they called, I want to divide the field into 3 vertical sections, 1 to the left, 1 in the middle, and 1 on the right. Since there's equal personnel on each side of the offensive line, the strong side of the formation will be determined by whichever side the fullback, Jacob Johnson, is lined up on. So since he's lined up to the right of Cam Newton, the right side is the strong side. Seattle knows that the strength of the formation is to the right, which is why they stack the right side with 5 defenders. So with these vertical sections in mind, the left side is the logical way to run the ball. The Patriots call QB counter, which pulls the right guard and has a fullback lead block. Cam takes a fake play side jab step which holds the middle linebacker, Bobby Wagner, then follows his lead blockers through the hole into the end zone. The fact that Bobby Wagner was held by that jab step will be important later, so keep that in mind. The next time that New England used their goal line package was early in the fourth quarter, and this was the only time that they passed the ball out of this personnel. Seattle again stacked the strong side with 5 defenders. Jamal Adams is off the screen to the right from the end zone angle, so even though you can only see 4 defenders on the strong side, there really is 5. The Patriots designed this play to look like QB power. They pulled their left guard and sent the fullback outside to make it look like he's setting the edge. The instinctive response from a defender closing with an edge-setting fullback is to shed, so that's what Jamal Adams does. But that's also what New England wants Jamal Adams to do. What Adams should have done is get low and take Johnson out by the legs. That way, Adams sets a hard edge that would make it difficult for Cam to run by him and makes it impossible for Johnson to get open as a receiving option. But instead, Adams tries to engage, and by the time he realizes that Johnson wasn't even a lead blocker, it was too late. This was a great play call by New England, but also a mistake on Adams' part, or perhaps the Seattle coaching staff for not considering the possibility of Cam Newton passing the ball. The third time that New England used this goal line package was just before the 2-minute warning, and this time they made the strong side of the formation the left side, and Seattle didn't react. If I divide the screen into 3 vertical sections again, you can see that Seattle stacked the weak side of the formation, which basically forces the Patriots to run the ball to the strong side. Now, because Seattle stacked the weak side, they gave New England a numbers advantage on the strong side. One might say that isn't a good idea because the Patriots can just exploit that numbers advantage by running to the strong side, but remember how Bobby Wagner was held in the middle by that jab step when New England ran QB counter? Well, the fact that Seattle stacked the weak side told the linebackers which direction the run was going before the ball was even snapped. So, stacking the weak side basically forces the offense to run to the strong side, and even though the defense is outnumbered, it essentially tells the linebackers which way the run is going. The Seattle linebackers, Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright, took the more passive approach of waiting for the quarterback to make his read and staying behind their defensive linemen on this play. Wagner was waiting in the right gap, but Cam Newton hesitated, which let his lead blocker seal Wagner off and pave a clear path to the end zone. So that brings us to the final play of the game, where everything really came together for the Seahawks defense. If we divide the field into 3 vertical sections again, you can see that Seattle stacked the weak side just like they did on the last play, which tells them that the Patriots are most likely running either QB power or the fake power pop pass to the fullback that we saw earlier. There's a couple key things that the Seahawks did on this play that they didn't do on the other plays, first being the edge set by the safety on the left side of the screen, Delano Hill. Hill is taking on the exact same block that he was the last time the Patriots ran QB power, only this time he gets way lower at the point of attack. This not only sets a hard edge, but it prevents the fullback from being a receiving option for Cam Newton to throw to. The next thing that changed in Seattle's goal line defense was the way in which Bobby Wagner reacted to the snap. Last time, Wagner sat behind his defensive lineman and waited for Cam to hit the hole, but by the time Cam hit the hole, he had a 300-pound lead blocker clearing the way. This time, instead of waiting for Cam in the gap, Wagner attacks the line of scrimmage as soon as the ball is snapped. The play that the Patriots called was power, which pulls a backside guard to the play side, so the guard that's pulling here is Shaq Mason, and his job is to lead block for Cam. But because Wagner gets into the backfield as soon as the ball is snapped, Mason can't even get to the play side. The fact that Hill set a hard edge and Wagner prevented the guard from pulling are what made it impossible for Cam to go anywhere. Then, it's up to the defensive linemen to hold their ground and make the tackle, which is exactly what LJ Collier did. As for the controversial New England play call, I may be in the minority, but I agreed with it. They were running power against a light box, and they were basically betting against Seattle fixing both of their mistakes that they made on the last play, which in my opinion was a good bet. I didn't expect Delano Hill to set such a great edge, and I definitely didn't expect Bobby Wagner to get into the backfield and prevent Shaq Mason from even being able to pull, but here we are. That's going to be it for today's video. Like I said in my last one, I'm pretty busy lately, so expect the videos to be a little bit shorter than usual, but that's all I've got for now. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.